Hello, who is this? You have 5 seconds in your Teams to work out who this is. It is, of course, Spencer Kagan. And over 10 years ago now, Spencer Kagan visited this school and he brought with him a lot of creative cooperative learning structures generated as a way to get students to communicate with each other and share their learning in that way. But for me, the most interesting thing about Kagan's visit was when he asked a particularly powerful question. The question he asked was, who lectures their students? There was a reluctance for anyone to put their hands up for this. In fact, it was one of those really awkward pauses. And gradually, quite a few of us started to put our hands up and admit. And Kagan said, of course you do. You're teachers, you're the experts. And if you're the experts, you're going to want to pass on information. But let's see if we can do it in a more structured, more effective way. And so this, when I was actually putting together some of my work on lecturing, it reminded me of how powerful a really good listen-write can be. So I'm going to share with you today the principles of an effective listen-write. Now, I'm going to do this by actually getting you to take part in the lecture I'm about to deliver. So this is not a lecture where you write down notes as I'm speaking. This is a lecture where you just listen as intently as you possibly can, and then you write your notes at the end. Okay? You might want to have a look at the picture as well. This is a picture from the Battle of Hastings, 1066, where the Norman cavalry are hurling themselves at the Anglo-Saxon shield wall. The lecture has not begun yet. The lecture will begin now. Please make sure your pens are down. Okay, this is the story about how a group of excited young men changed the way we speak today. If you were to go back before 1066, we would speak like this. We are speaking Anglo-Saxon English, which was a very functional language. In contrast, the Normans spoke a version of French. They were sexy and sophisticated. So this battle is between two languages as well. The sexy French Normans and the functional Anglo-Saxons. And in 1066, the Normans were losing. They were charging at the shield wall and losing. And then a few Anglo-Saxon warriors got very excited and charged after the Normans. They left a hole in the shield wall. The Norman cavalry charged in. They won the battle, and the English language changed forever. As a result, we don't like big, strong words in an Anglo-Saxon way. We are now connoisseurs of elegant, sophisticated vocabulary. We speak a version of French. Pens up, write what you can remember. Off you go. If you can write for a minute, I will pause the video, then press play again. Okay, so this is how we do this. You listen for a short space of time. That was probably too long. I find in my classes, students can listen intently to a listen-write for about 45 seconds. But of course, that varies depending on their ability, their literacy levels, their intelligence. The key is to break your lecture down into small sections. Deliver your lecture piecemeal. So if I'm delivering quite a heavy amount of information to my A-level classes, I'll probably pre-prepare and break my lecture down into 4 sections. Students don't do anything during your lecture except listen, which is fantastic training for them really, isn't it? And then they write. Once the writing has been done, they then pair share with each other. Then the teacher steps back in with the review. So I'm wondering, have you got in your notes that Anglo-Saxon was a functional language? That French was a sophisticated language? That a bunch of Anglo-Saxon soldiers got excited, left a gap, and we lost the war, and as a result of that, the English language changed forever. And that's how you go through the process of a listen-write. So, it's a reflection time for you now. What's your forthcoming lecture? Let's not pretend you're not going to be lecturing. At some point you're going to be. We just don't want 45, 50-minute lectures. We don't really want 20-minute lectures, do we? But at some point you're going to be lecturing students. What is your forthcoming lecture? Where could you pause? And what bits are you going to summarise at the end? Okay, that's listen-write. Give you a few minutes to reflect upon that and think about how you could use it. I forgot how good this strategy was, and I don't think I used it at all in the last school year, but it used to be a real staple of my teaching. Thank you.